This woman asked, it's a 4-year relationship, and he said he won't be ready to get married in 3 to 5 years. Should I stick around? He's 35.
It depends if she wants to get married in the next 3 to 5 years because he's telling her what he wants. Because men tell you, sometimes you just are in a fantasy world and you're like, no, I'm going to change this. Yeah, he's telling you what he wants.
At what point are you a victim or a volunteer?
Jesus.
If you say, this is what I need to feel love, and he says no, what about your ego makes you run a red light and be like, I'm going to hold on to this thing, even though I'm not getting what I want? And Absolutely. Then you'll call him toxic and he bad and all men are trash because he said what he wanted and you didn't believe it.
Most women who ask these questions have already volunteered based upon what they already see in him. I'm in love with him. I want him. I want everything about him but this. And they're not looking at that because that part right there, that's the one that's identifying what's going to make the rest of it not so good.
Like null and void.
It's null and void. So we end up getting to that point of volunteering when we're willing to hang on to something that we believe is the one again, or in love again, or I've decided this is what I want, but I don't like this. Now tell us about this part. And they come to us and they say, what should I do? You know what you're supposed to do.
The person that leaves the car dealership is the person who usually gets the best deal, who's willing to leave.
Listen.
When you negotiate and say, hey, look, I can't pay any more than $300 a month at the car dealership. And the dealer's like, oh, what about $315? What about $310? If you're desperate enough, you'll pay $320. But if you're confident enough, like I'll find a deal somewhere else, and you leave, I promise you they'll chase you out to your car and be like, hey, look, okay, $299.
Yeah. There it is. There it is.
If you got so much invested where you can't leave, you setting yourself up to fail. So I think you have your answer. You just have to listen to it, especially if you believe in God and God gives you discernment. Because I feel like women, y'all have the special level of discernment that men don't have, and God is giving you the check that you need, but you don't like the color of red that the flag is that he gave you on the 7th try. So yeah, you might need to trust the God in you.
Mm-hmm. Like with Kenyon and I, what we always talk about, the one thing that made us, I think, unique to each other when we were dating, we always say this: we came to the table and we were fully prepared to walk away once we saw something that we did not like. We were fully prepared to say, you know what, you are not a bad person, you were just not for me. And so like moving on from there, like it was just like at every step of the way there was checks and balances, like, oh, I don't like that. We gave each other time to be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna correct this, I'm gonna change this, let's do this. But at the end of the day, it was like, hey, if you do something that hurts me, if I feel like you have behavior that violates me, whatever, I'm out. And we were okay with that and proceeded accordingly.